Welcome to Gear Wizard TV. Fuck it, let's live.
That was pathetic, but it was hard to do it on camera. Good evening, stoners, and welcome to another episode of Gear Wizard TV. Tonight, among other things, we are going to talk about the 2001 classic Super Troopers in our Stoner Cinema series. We're also going to look at my new gravity bong and maybe talk about why I have a new gravity bong. But before we do anything else, we should bring up our co-pilot, our partner, our assistant. I don't know what else to call him. It's JD.
Hey. Thank you for having me back, Wizard. Always happy to be here. I want to show everybody that we are wearing not matching, but very closely correlated Danhausen t-shirts, and we did not do that on purpose.
We did not coordinate this. It just happened.
It just happened because we are two humans who love the Danhausen.
And we spent our human money.
I did. I gave him some of my human monies, and I'm going to give him some more because I
have an old Danhausen shirt.
You do, and mine is cursed with the WWE logo out there for.
No, that's awesome because Danhausen needs more human monies.
Logo. Yeah,
and WWE pays Danhausen lots of human monies.
It does, and I am an unashamed fan of WWE. And you know what else I'm doing tonight?
What?
I'm smoking a joint. That's right.
In the house?
In the house.
That's crazy.
I know.
We'll fire it up. I will take a proper hit.
Let's do it.
Gravity bong this time.
You know what? Fuck it. Let's light up.
Look at how milky that is. And you're not supposed to take it out like that. But now we'll hold it up and
Whew. That was fun taking a hit with you. I've got my air purifier next to me. I've got a fan blowing and an open window. I decided that I can once a week on our special little hangout. When you say fuck it, let's light up, I'm gonna say fuck it, let's light up.
That's what they make Ozium for too.
What is that?
What is Ozium?
Yeah.
Ozium is the OG scent removing spray. And from the youngest age, we would go to the head shop. That was the only place in town sometimes you could find it. Although now it's oftentimes in auto parts stores and grocery stores in the auto parts aisle. But it's got, I forget the chemicals, but they actually bind to the smoke particles in the air and neutralize the odor.
Where do you buy such a thing?
I just said.
Anywhere? Oh, I'm sorry.
Head shops, not as much as used to, because now it's in the auto parts stores and the oftentimes in the auto, the part of the grocery store where you find the.
I do know, and I just wanted you to say it twice, just for those. It wasn't that I wasn't listening. I just wanted you to say it twice. For
find
everybody.
the little pine trees.
Yeah, Ozium.
Ozium.
Mm-hmm.
You can get it in multiple scents. But I like the old school, original Ozium scent. And just so everybody knows, I'm not just talking shit.
You've got it right there.
I believe in the Ozium.
I should get the Ozium.
I always have a can.
It works that well, huh?
Honestly, at this point, I just like the smell of Ozium. It's nostalgic for me.
What is the original scent?
it smells like osium. I I
Does it
can't
smell
really
like
give you any other scent.
it's not
It
ozone? I
no,
was thinking maybe it
yeah,
was
it
like
is
ozone.
kind of ozone-ish. It
Okay.
smells ozone-ish, I guess. Is there a word for smells like ozone?
Ozone is the word. Or
Glycoli-
what?
It's glycolized. That's
Oh
the
yeah, who didn't?
label.
That's a word everyone knows.
You can't read that, but that's what it says
I believe you.
because it has two different kinds of glycol in it, and that's what attaches to the scent particles, just like this.
Nice. Honk honk.
No honk honk. This is not that kind of show.
This
So
is not
why
my.
does a man of my age, who is not a college kid having fun in the dorm, have a gravity bomb?
I feel like we
Practical
talked about.
uses, kids.
Didn't we talk about a gravity bong last week
It was
or last time we
mentioned,
did a
yes,
show? Okay, just checking my own memory there,
but it finally
which
it
isn't
came
great.
in. Oral surgery.
Yes.
With oral surgery, you get a tooth pulled, anything like that, you can't use a straw. Well, that also means you can't suck on anything else like a joint or a pipe or a bowl or a bong or a one hitter, really anything. And as near as I can tell, that leaves you three choices: edibles, which are okay, but I still need to smoke.
They're my bread and butter.
Sometimes you just got to smoke.
Yep.
You need the smoke. You got to have the flower.
Yep.
The power hitter, which we all know I am a huge fan of. And that's fun. Hey, let's bring out the power hitter and get high. But I got to say, after 3 or 4 days of trying to light a joint when you can't inhale it, you can't puff on it, it won't light. And
Uh,
then you take 4 or 5 hits off of it and you want to put it up. That little plastic thing starts to reek after 3 or 4 days of constant usage like that. Not a pleasant smell,
mm.
even for me. This little guy nails it because you can take as big a hit as you want. You can take as little a hit as you want. Clean, dump out the water. Easy to clean for those of us that care about that sort of thing. Super simple to clean. Nice hit. I am a huge fan. And this is so much classier than the way we used to do it.
I used to do it with like a Coke bottle that was cut in half.
Mm-hmm. What'd you use for the bucket?
Bathtub. It was usually done in somebody's bathroom with a towel shoved underneath the door. Hot boxing or clam baking, whatever your regional preference is for
And
doing such an
no
activity.
offense, but hey, let's go hang out in the bathtub and smoke weed. It's a lot less appealing the older you get, and
Uh-huh.
you have your own house.
Yeah.
A 5 gallon bucket was our go-to.
Okay.
I don't know why well, I do because my whole family was in food service, so 5 gallon buckets were everywhere.
Like the orange Home Depot. Is that
That's
a
what I have
5 gallon bucket?
now. Yeah,
Okay.
but we would usually have the ones that pickles would come in,
Nice.
the big pickle buckets. Uh, if you ever work in the restaurant industry, those pickle slices come in big 5 gallon buckets. It's a lot of pickles.
Hmm.
If one liked pickle juice, it's a bit of a dream. That's a lot of pickle juice.
Hey, how do you feel about blowing smoke in the face of a cat or a dog?
I don't think it's
Yeah,
cool on multiple levels.
same.
A, it's really not good for them. THC isn't healthy. I even know the science on it, but I don't remember it. I guess I don't know it, but I read it at one point, and what I retained was it's not good for them. And two, they really can't consent.
Mm.
So I'm not a fan. I'm not going to say when I was in college it didn't happen once or twice. I didn't do it, but I was around it.
Oh, when I was like in high school, I would give my dog beer sometimes because I thought, but yeah, no, when you get older, you realize that it's the consent thing for me, really. Like, I mean, I have a cat that sometimes if I'm smoking, she'll come and sit next to me and kind of sniff at it. And it's like, if, yeah, I won't push her away. Like, I'll let her be around it, but I won't like to blow it directly in her face. If she could ask me for it, I would, though.
Yeah, that's totally different.
Even with the health issues.
Yeah, gravity bong. I like my gravity bong. They make one, it's got a domed lid so you can leave the greave on it. But that one doesn't come in purple. And I thought the purple was just me. Geez, did we have any other news? Was that all we were going to talk about?
I think, well, there's been some changes in Texas. Let me look this up so I'm sure I'm not lying.
Oh, today was the day that all
Yes. Yes, I can no longer buy. Yes. I mean, I know that it's not going to happen instantly because there's 8 billion shops and it just doesn't. But technically, today was the last day that I could, because this that I'm smoking right now, this is a THCA black cherry gelato joint from Ice Cream. I think it's some local Texas company, but this is something that I was able to go into the store and buy. By the way, I wish that I had found this one particular store earlier in my life, but I discovered it 2 weeks ago. It's a smoke shop not far from me, where every Wednesday they have this deal where if you just go in there and spend $15, they have a bin of things that are a penny, including pre-rolls. So last week I went in and I bought like $30 worth of edibles. And then I bought 5 pre-rolls for a nickel. 5 cents, 5 1.5 gram joints. Have you ever in your life heard of a deal like that?
Well, do they do that all the time? Or are they doing that because they have to get rid of all their flour?
They were doing it every Wednesday.
Oh.
That's a good question. She said that there were things that were in there all the time. Like, that's a good question, whether or not more of this was in there, because I don't know. But I think that they were doing it all the time. And I'm definitely going back there tomorrow because it's Wednesday, just to see. And I'm not going to give the name of the place for a reason because I don't want to get them in trouble. But I'm hoping that if I go by there tomorrow, that they will be ignoring the law and continuing on with this amazing deal. I suspect they will. But yeah, 5 joints for 5 cents. I mean, that's a deal.
That's a
yeah. I almost felt guilty because I was like,
I would have bought more than a nickel's worth.
I asked her, I was like, is there a rule on how many I could buy? And she said no. But I didn't want to be that guy that just like bought all of them and then like ruined it for anyone else who was coming in. I didn't want to be that guy. But tomorrow, like if they have, if they're doing it tomorrow, I might just buy whatever's left.
Yeah, I definitely consider dropping 50 cents.
That's a lot of joints. Hold on, let me do the math. So if 5 cents is 5, 50 cents would be, that's like 10.
The 50 cents would be 50 joints. It's okay.
I know it would be. I was just
Don't confuse me.
that. We're
Like,
too.
wait, that's not mathing.
Ah.
That
No,
math
that
doesn't
was
math at all.
that was me trying to be funny. Sometimes I fail with that, or you're just too high. We can blame you
But
if you
friends
want.
in Texas, remember,
Yes,
the plugs are still in business, and you can still get weed. It's just not quite as convenient.
correct. But go to the smoke shops tomorrow, because if you're listening live and there's a smoke shop near you, they may all be doing clearance deals, like I mentioned, because I don't know if we even got around to saying what the whole thing was that's happening tomorrow, but as of tomorrow, THCA becomes illegal in Texas. And it's not, there's a bunch of other rules too, but THCA is the smokable stuff. So you will no longer theoretically be able to get it above board. And I think that they might be getting rid of drinks, which stinks. I didn't try to rhyme that, but there's a few other things that they're changing. Slowly but surely.
Well,
they're,
a lot of the CBD becomes illegal federally at the end of the year, I believe. We still don't know how that's going to play out.
we don't. And the American government right now, maybe if you're listening to this or watching us and you're not in America or you live underneath a rock or something, the American government is doing very crazy things left and right. And so who knows? I mean, we're in a period of great chaos. And I think that when all the dust settles, there will be legalization across the nation. I just don't know if the dust on that's going to settle in 6 months or in 5 years. But
priorities are going to shift for a while too. There's going to be bigger things to clean up.
Whatever do you mean?
But we're not going to talk about that because it's a happy show.
It is.
And we're going to talk about happy things. Because I got to get away from all that mess.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about wrestling drama. We're going to talk about...
Is there wrestling drama?
Super Troopers, which actually you can't see that, but let's look at the... we make it to the wallpaper. There we go. We can have a better picture of the wallpaper as we move to Super Troopers. What was your first experience with Super Troopers?
My first and only experience with this movie was I went to go see it at a movie theater in Boston with my brother, who I have not seen in person in about 16 or 17 years because he lives in Australia. And after we saw the movie, no, right before we saw the movie, we visited my grandmother in the hospital thinking that it was the last time that we were ever going to see her alive.
Oh.
So she died like maybe a month later, but she was, so we literally, we went to the hospital to say goodbye to Nana. And then to try and get our minds off of things afterwards, we went and saw Super Troopers, which I think because of that is a movie that I haven't revisited until today.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I don't know if I don't know for sure that that's why I had never revisited it, but I think that that's like I think that has to do with it for sure. Like it was just like, it was one of those movies where it's like a loaded one. There's too much baggage that came with me. Sorry if that was a depressing story at all, but
well, no, now I feel bad for like suggesting we watch it.
No, dude, I could have spoken up, but I decided that it was time. I was like, you know what? It's time, because I actually met these two dudes. I actually shared the Wizard a photo earlier today at Cap City Comedy Club in 2018. Before Super Troopers 2 came out. I saw the guy on the screen right there, and one of the other cast members, the Broken Lizard guy. So I like these guys. Like, I like the Broken Lizard guys. I liked they did a movie called Club Dread, which I liked, and just random other things. Like, I'm not a huge super fan or anything, but yeah, Beer Fest. That's the one I was thinking of. Thank you. Yes, good. Yes. I'm not a super fan, but I like the guys, and I had like thought about rewatching it a lot over the decades, but like I said, it was just kind of loaded. So, but when you recommended it, I was like, yeah, it's time. It's time for me to check this out. And I still haven't seen Super Troopers 2, and there either and there's a part 3 either in development or that they're trying to get in development or something. But
because we're gonna ride this fucker into the ground. Yeah.
So I was So my only other sort of indirect experience with this movie, and it was kind of a lot, was in 2000. This came out in 2002, which was one of those benchmark or touchstone years for me. Like 2002 was an impactful year in my life. But so this came out in 2002, and then in 2004, I was a mall security guard, and this may or may not surprise you, but like some of the types of people who like are mall security guards were really into this movie. So there was like a lot of quoting of this movie that went on. Like all of the inside jokes amongst like my coworkers were like from this movie. So there were certain things in this movie that just made me laugh because I was like, just remember like, oh yeah, that was just a thing we used to say to each other all the time. That's where this came from. So that's me. Super Troopers. Turns out it was an important film to me, even though this was the second time I'd ever seen it. An impactful film, we'll say. What was it to you before we watched it?
Yeah, I saw it in the theater and I thought it was really funny. And when it came out on DVD, I was in that period where I don't know if you went through this, but it's like on Tuesday at lunch, you go to Best Buy and you buy DVDs.
It was maybe the best part of my week. Something I miss to this day. Yep.
And so this was one that I picked up the week it came out and watched it 2 or 3 times again and never went back. I don't remember the last time I've seen it. I really liked it. Beer Fest, I thought, was good.
Mm-hmm.
Not as good as this. And then Club Dread was funny. But it wasn't as good as Beer Fest. At which point, I kind of stopped following Broken Lizard. Which, other things pop up in your life. And if you're like me, it's that attention span.
Yeah, and there's just too much, isn't there? Like, how could he possibly devote real fandom time to all of the things that might be worthy of your fandom?
Yeah, I've got like 2 or 3 uber fandoms, and then you always have the fandoms of the moment that may last a couple years. I am obsessed with this until I'm not. So, leaving aside what we're going to say at the end, in the pantheon of stoner films, would you have put this in?
Yes.
The pantheon of stoner films.
Yes.
Well, let's watch it and see how we feel.
Okay.
At the end, folks.
Good.
Where'd it go? There it is. Dun, 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 dun.
Also, you and I pronounced that word that word differently, and you got me wondering if the way you pronounced it is the correct one.
What word?
You said pantheon.
Pantheon.
I would say pantheon, but maybe you're correct.
You're probably right. I think I'm saying it lazily. You are probably right on that one.
Well, no, in 1 second. I am right. Pantheon. Okay.
This blew my mind.
Yeah,
'Cause
I was
I
thinking
had
of you
never
too.
recalled
Yep.
this being in Vermont. If you had asked me, what are some movies that happen in Vermont? I don't know. I couldn't
And
think of
this
a one.
is, as our Vermonter in the room, how Vermont was this? Because to me, now that I know it's in Vermont, it felt very Vermont to me. But
Especially like it's not in a real town, but they're definitely simulating South Vermont
uh,
down around Battleboro. Uh and it gets a little wild down there from what I hear. So
I'm just,
definitely it looks like a Vermont summer.
uh, I'm
I have,
jealous
you know,
of your
I live
Vermont
in an
summer.
area that's a little bit too rural to have state cops hanging around. But again, in an area around like Battleboro, you'd be more likely to. So I don't know what state cops are like, but it definitely didn't. I didn't watch this and go, "Well, that never happened here."
Right.
Uh,
No, um, this scene, this opening scene to the movie, I think is the funniest part of the movie.
you are absolutely right.
I like.
When I think of
I'm.
things in this movie, this is the number one.
Yes. It's like it's a choice to start your comedy this way. And and to me, like it wasn't maybe the right choice for this particular movie because
Oh, I think it was.
yeah, like it good. I'm glad you. To me, it never lived up to this again. Like this, I thought this
Oh, I
first
see
scene
what you're
was
saying.
so yeah. I thought this scene was so good, and then like I just kind of like I laughed harder during the opening than I did. Like I was waiting to laugh that hard again, and it didn't happen. It's taking me a long time to make my point, but I think you see what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
that it
Yeah.
never. It's downhill from here.
Yeah. I
But
was trying to be
still,
nicer than
this
that.
part of the reason this works is because you're dropped into this thing and it 180s on you that the cops would turn around and be the ones fucking with them and then get chaotic with it.
Yes. So chaotic.
So not knowing what's coming is part of what sells this.
Hmm. Yes.
You think they're going to fuck with him in one way, and then they totally fuck with him in another way. And then they totally fuck with him in another
Again.
way.
And then maybe one more on top of that. I think it goes 4 levels altogether. Did you look up any of the cast?
Only a couple. I did not do a lot of research. There are 2 or 3 that are like, oh, but yeah, not this.
Yeah, the guy in the back seat. Like I feel like I've seen him somewhere.
I'm already pulled over. This right here is my favorite single individual moment in the movie.
Yeah.
He's already pulled over.
We can't pull any further over. I'm freaking out, man. Yeah, those coworkers I mentioned, working mall security, it was basically every line from this opening scene. Like we would basically just reenact certain moments from this scene over and over again. Like, man,
I only
and
have a slight issue with the realism of this. Mushrooms don't kick in nearly that fast.
no, I was thinking about that as well. Mushrooms take a solid 45 minutes to even begin to kick in depending on how much is in your stomach. And
You
from the
ain't getting
time,
visuals that fast.
no, I was like, from the time that you take mushrooms to the time that you're peaking at the point where the visuals are really hitting, it's probably good 3 or 4 hours. Could be, anyways. It's certainly not 45 seconds.
It's faster for my wife than it is for me. I know that.
Yeah, I think things like weight, probably gender, level of fitness, stomach contents, they all factor in. You're a bigger person than
How
she.
weird your brain is.
Yep. I don't know if you're a weirder person than she is.
Take the kids on a ride along.
This movie made me want to see the Reno 911 movie. I've never seen it, but I used to like Reno 911 when it was on Comedy Central.
Reno 911 is classic.
Have you seen the film?
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Those guys were my like before Broken Lizard. I followed everything that little troop did for a long time.
What troop is that?
They don't really have a name. I guess the State is what they were originally.
Oh yeah, that was a show, right?
Right. But it was a show. It was their little sketch comedy group, and they did that, and then they spun off. Reno 911 was most of them. Viva Variety was several of them, and then 2 or 3 of them did a bunch of other things. They had ties into stuff like Wet Hot American Summer.
That's what I was trying to think of. I was like, what's the camp one? The camp one was, so they were only ties to that. It wasn't the
Well, it was
wasn't
like they
the
wouldn't
whole,
be the whole group, but
uh,
2 or 3 of them would go do a project, and 2 or 3 of them would do another project.
it says Jon Stewart hosted the series. Is that right?
What series?
The State?
No, I don't recall that.
No. Oh, they're playing a comedy show that Jon Stewart is going to be hosting.
That was an
Okay.
episode. So, bit of trivia. Not 100% of the shots, but several of these shots are actual bottles of maple syrup that they are chugging.
I was wondering that.
For a lot of it, they used iced tea, but it just didn't look right. So they did several shots of them chugging actual maple syrup. And they only got a little sick.
Yeah, that's commitment. It's commitment to your craft.
But that also, that one did not make sense to me originally because, again, I never Vermonted it. But that is very much a Vermont thing that would happen.
Maple syrup chugging?
Yes.
Really?
If you were going to do something stupid, it would be chug. Oh, people here will put maple syrup on everything. If you name it, it can be mapled. They boil hot dogs in maple sap, sometimes while they're making maple syrup. Call them maple dogs.
That, my initial reaction to that was like that it was foul. And now I'm sitting here thinking, do I have maple syrup in hot dogs? I don't. But
it's going to be a little different because the sap looks like water before it's boiled down. So it's only going to have a very faint maple flavor to it. It's not like boiling it in actual syrup.
Okay. Well, but that might be good
have
too.
Something crazy like 50 gallons of sap to make a gallon of maple syrup.
Okay.
Or even less. They have to boil it
That's
down
a little crazy.
crazy amounts. I have learned so much about maple syrup. I could go on, but I won't.
Like what else? What is Vermont as well known for as maple syrup? Yeah. So Vermont's got maple syrup, and it's got
Cheese,
really cheese.
cheese, especially
Oh
cheddar
yeah.
and
Okay.
cheddar-related cheeses.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, Vermont's dairy industry is well known.
Isn't that where
Especially
Cracker
with cheese.
Barrel, not the Cracker Barrel store or restaurant, but the Cracker Barrel Cheese Company, is that Vermont?
Not that I know of, but it could be. I'm not saying it isn't. Of course, Ben and Jerry's.
Oh yeah.
Ben and Jerry's is quintessential Vermont, but again, ties to that whole dairy industry thing.
Have you been to the Ben and Jerry's
I
Creamery
have
or whatever
been.
it's called?
We didn't do the tour of the factory, but we bought ice cream there. Like you can get everything hand dipped, and we toured the graveyard of retired flavors.
Okay. I was like, that's an interesting thing. Who would they have buried on their property? Like the other ice cream manufacturers that they destroyed on their way to the top?
Nah, just the flavors that they don't make anymore.
Hmm.
So when they retire a flavor, it gets a little headstone in the graveyard. It's kind of cool.
Do they do that often?
I mean, there
Like,
was I forget how many. I want to say like 20-ish.
Interesting.
Little cameo here by Jim Gaffigan. Is the driver of the car, and the name he uses in the movie Larry Johnson, he uses again in an episode of one of the Law and Orders that he did an episode of. And he used the same name, Larry Johnson. I have actually seen Jim Gaffigan live.
How was he?
Really funny. I like him. He's got an interesting delivery. I like his Hot Pockets routine. I like Hot Pockets, but
I don't
I
know
like
the
his
Hot
jokes
Pocket
about Hot
routine.
Pockets.
What's the?
And part of it is his delivery because he will
Of
Hot
course.
Pockets. The way he will say Hot Pockets.
Oh, is it about how they like burn the shit out of your mouth and Hot Pockets? He says like really horrible things about them, and then just like does the Hot
That's
Pockets,
part of it.
right?
Yeah. That
Okay.
is definitely a part of it. I like him. Funny guy.
Mm. This movie is chock full of funny people. And also Brian Cox, which I think it was like a law in 2002 that you had to put Brian Cox in your movie. He was having the early 2000s were like this huge Brian Cox renaissance.
And you can't have enough Brian Cox.
I agree. Like, but then one day he just went away. Like, I guess he made enough money. Maybe he was a conscious decision. Maybe he was like, because he was like getting up in years, and maybe he just decided, like in the early 2000s, I am just gonna do everything and make all the money, and then rarely work again.
Except he really didn't stop. He's had 3 projects in 2025.
Wait, did he?
He
Oh,
had
you know what?
3 in 2024.
Yeah, you know what? This is on me. He just does a bunch of things that I haven't seen. That I like. For example, the show Succession is a show that everyone who knows me has told me that I have to watch, and I'm sure that I will love it. But I haven't. Have you ever seen it?
People told me I had to watch The Big Bang Theory. So
No.
So
Well,
the
those
hell
people
with those
are.
people.
Yeah,
They
those
don't
people
know.
are
They don't know what I like.
way wrong.
So here's a weird coincidence. This guy, the head of the city cops, in this fake city, was a SWAT officer in The Silence of the Lambs. Brian Cox played Hannibal Lecter in the first Hannibal Lecter film. So we have a
Yes.
Hannibal Lecter crossover there. Did you ever see Manhunter?
Yes, but it's been long enough that I might as well say no. Like I don't remember anything about it, but I saw it in the early 2000s or whatever. Just going through a phase where I wanted to see all of Michael Mann's things. Um, but to me, and I know, and I've heard people say that he's really good. And I guess now there have been other people who played Hannibal Lecter fairly well, like Mads Mikkelsen, But to me, Anthony Hopkins is definitely the canonical version of that character to me. Who's your Hannibal Lecter?
I'm not picky because Hannibal Lecter. I don't watch the new stuff because of what I'm about to tell you, and I didn't like the third movie because of what I'm about to tell you.
What was the
Hannibal
third
Lecter is
movie?
best as a
Oh,
side
Red
character.
Dragon. Yeah.
He's a side character in Manhunter, and he's a side character in Silence of the Lambs.
Right.
He's not who the movie is about. And that's how he works best.
Yeah, well, the movie that came next there, Hannibal, I only saw once, and actually I've been itching to see it again just because it's been 30 years and I've been thinking about revisiting it, so I probably will. But I only saw it once, and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
So I want to revisit it and see if I change my mind. The one that came after that, though, Red Dragon, he went back to being a side character.
Right, because that's the same book that Manhunter was.
Yes.
Manhunter was the original movie from the first book,
which was called
the
Red Dragon.
Red Dragon.
Yeah.
It is my favorite of the books.
So then which of the movies did you like better, the Red Dragon movie or the Manhunter movie?
I didn't watch Red Dragon, so I can't say. I have been
Good.
bad.
It's got a really good cast. It's got Ray Fine as a crazy sadist, and it's got Ed Norton as a diligent detective. And
I would probably like it.
Yeah,
So back to the movie, though. We have because this is a weird little drop into the movie where he, the second in command of the state troopers in that area, is married. I guess they're not married. Are they married? They're not married. But he's partnered and has kids with the hippie girl. What does she run? A yoga studio? Or a head shop?
Yes. I think it's
Or a
one of
sex
those.
shop?
No, maybe. Some kind of freewheeling place.
And the state trooper's office is in danger of being shut down. Partly because of their fuckery. And if it is shut down, he's trying to figure out what he's going to do for a living and thinks he could move somewhere else. And she doesn't want to move because she likes it there. And that's going to be a source of friction. We have the unnecessary I guess it was necessary subplot with the romance with the.
I mean, you just described more of the plot than I really picked up on.
With the female city cop who was not appreciated by her male city cop co-workers. That might become important later.
Mm-hmm, it might.
We have a little bit of a flirtation going on between the state trooper and the female city cop. How's the view from Sugar Heaven, bitch? By the way, in Vermont, you can totally get maple cotton candy.
What are some of the other crazy maple things?
Anything you can think of.
I
Seriously.
could think of a lot.
Uh, they're crazy about the maple creamy, which is maple flavored soft serve ice cream that is almost always then sprinkled with bits of crystallized maple candy,
Huh.
which is made by freezing maple syrup, essentially. But of course, right at sugaring season, you could go to any sugar shack and they will be offering syrup on snow, which is literally we're going to pour maple syrup on snow and you're going to eat it with a spoon.
Literally.
And it's good. And I'm not
I,
from here, so I don't have a dog in this hunt. But somebody gave us some expensive Canadian maple syrup the other day. It's not as good. It really isn't. I don't know why it's better here. But Vermonters should be proud of their maple syrup.
they
I'll
are.
tell you one thing that is I did not watch super close, but every time I thought about it, there's not a single billboard in this movie, which makes me think they might have shot it in Vermont.
Could it also have been Vancouver?
I don't know. I don't know if Vancouver has billboards.
But you know that Vermont does not.
Vermont does not have billboards. They're illegal.
No way.
Way. You know why?
I don't know why. Nor
'Cause
do
the
I know what I
mountains
did
are
with my
pretty.
joint, by the way.
The mountains and the trees are pretty. And you can't see them if there's billboards in the way.
That's like a law that, Bernie Sanders probably did that.
I think it's been a law forever. Like,
Well, he's been around forever, hasn't he?
40 years.
That's a long time. Yeah, you're probably right. It's probably older than him. But that's a very cool law. You don't hear about a ton about cool laws.
Oh, in the what is famous in Vermont thing also, I should mention if you're into not fancy, but expensive quality furniture, Pompanusic Mills is a very renowned, expensive furniture maker. And they're just down the road from me.
Pompanusic Mills.
Pompanusic Mills. They make, like I said, expensive quality furniture. It looks, I mean, I would have it. It looks good. I just couldn't afford it. And for those of you who are bakers, the premier flour in the United States is made down the road from me. King Arthur flour.
I feel like King Arthur flour is the flour brand. I mean, I'm sure that there are other flour brands that exist, but I'm racking my brain. I couldn't name one.
Well, I mean, there's the Gladiola and
Never heard of it.
some other lady's name that my mom used to use. But if you're willing to, it's this affordable flour. Because King Arthur flour, you're paying some extra money for it. But real bakers, quality bakers, places that care, pay more for King Arthur because the size is consistent. I did research on this because part of me is going, how the fuck much better can flour be? And why would I care?
I know why I'd care.
And it's because the size is consistent. And flour comes in different sizes for different baking purposes. And if you know about cooking, one of the things you learn is that cooking, most stuff, is an art. Right? You know the basics, and then you play with them to make it do what you want to.
Yeah.
Baking is a science. It's very chemistry oriented, and like one little variable turned off that much, everything goes south. Like you have to
Yep.
be very precise in the baking. Turns out, which also explains why all the baking I ever did when I was young never came out right.
You didn't like following instructions, huh?
I didn't understand some of the instructions. Like literally in a baking instruction, how you scoop the flour and measure it is part of the
Mm.
recipe. Is it scooped or is it spooned?
Mm.
And is it leveled or not leveled?
That one gotcha.
And yeah, and sometimes it has to be weighed.
I've never done baking.
But there's a difference between scooping and spooning the flour, and it'll fuck up the recipe if you don't do it right. Because you won't have the right amount of flour, evidently. And again, little variations.
Yeah,
How warm was the butter?
that's a big one.
Yeah.
I can see
Sometimes
it.
butter's got to be cold. Sometimes butter's got to be melted. Sometimes butter's got to be room temperature. Because of the science and the chemistry comes out wrong. These are things I've learned. Because I have a weird thought and then I obsessively research a topic. But now we're back to the movie. We have digressed once again. Hey, that's what we do.
Yeah, we need to gress better.
We do. We do. So here's a bit of trivia. There is a German dubbed version of this movie, and they changed the language these two are speaking because it wouldn't make sense to translate the German in Germany. So if you watch the dub version from Germany, they are dubbed into, I believe, Danish. No, Dutch. They are speaking Dutch. Instead of German.
Did you look her up?
I did not.
See, this is such a fun cult movie that I could just look up like attractive woman pulled over passenger.
Yeah, you would have to because I couldn't tell you their names. Oh, German woman. Maria Tornberg. She does not have a picture on IMDb.
Wild.
She is known for Super Troopers. Is
And
the
that's
number
it.
one thing in the known for.
Huh.
I have never heard of the other three things. Although there was a picture of her from one time she was evidently on an episode of Two Men and a Half Man, Two and a Half Men, which was a TV show my father really liked.
It's like that. That was the one that had Charlie Sheen, right?
For a while.
And then he that okay. So that was the one he got kicked off of during the whole Tiger Blood moment in pop culture. Is that right?
Yep.
And who was the man they replaced him with? I've never seen the show.
Ashton Kutcher, evidently.
That's right. Yes.
I have never been able to sit through 5 minutes of it.
Yeah.
My dad, however, loved that show.
It seems like that's the generation it would have been made for.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything bad about it. Although evidently the Half Man
I'll say something bad.
has grown
Yeah.
up and thinks that nobody should watch that show because it's horrible. In
Wow.
the sense of morally, it's morally reprehensible.
Really?
Yes.
Were there a lot of? I'm just thinking. I wonder if there were a lot of gay jokes because it was
No,
two men
he's,
that were raising a kid together. Or no? Okay.
No, he's turned into a
Oh, okay. I see
Yeah.
what you're saying. Yeah.
yeah.
I thought that he was saying like it was reprehensible.
No, super religious.
No. Okay. Well, now I want to see the show.
Because no, there were no gay jokes because Charlie Sheen's character was a huge horn dog.
Character.
Yes, his character as well as in real life. That's why he played it so well. John Chimpo. Which another one thing about the cult status of this movie is that a short Google search could almost make you think that John Chimpo was a real character on a real show from Afghanistan or wherever he was from. Because there's so many references to it that don't reference Super Troopers. If you just Google John Chimpo, he is a cartoon character on a TV show in Afghanistan known for his obscene antics or words to that effect. And some bad judgment. Poor Farva.
This is one of those jokes that you like see coming and it's still funny. Like they showed that it was a free hot dog with 10 gallons of gas. And then the camera immediately showed how much gas he had. And you're like, okay, he's going to reach a point and then do something with the gas. And then he puts the gas in the trash can. It's funny just because.
And there's no way that's not.
These are funny guys.
No way that's not going to go south.
Right.
But what the guy didn't plan on was that Farva was going to stop him. Farva doesn't get the joke. They did reference a real town here.
Brattleboro.
Yeah. So the town where this supposedly takes place does not exist. But Brattleboro is a real place.
Don't confuse Brattleboro in Vermont with Attleboro in Massachusetts. Because
Well, any other time
definitely
you hear me
confused
talk
them.
about it, I will call it Battleboro.
Yeah.
I think that's what they should have called it. Battleboro.
How is it pronounced by locals? Battleboro?
Brattleboro. Surprisingly straight.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Lot of-
honestly don't hear people talk about it very often where I live. So,
That's fair.
although the second biggest town in Vermont, called Rutland, you will frequently hear pronounced Rut Vegas.
Well, that's like just a silly nickname, though,
Yeah.
right?
I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
But why do they call it that? Because there's gambling or whores.
No. I'm not sure. It's just kind of, it's the wild town. It has that reputation. I'm sure there's probably a little more meth over there. There's probably a little more fentanyl,
Uh-huh.
but no, it's just it's that place. It's the bad part of the state. Brattleboro is got a reputation as a party town. I
Mhm.
know as well, and it might be the bad part of the state, like number two. It's not the worst part of the state, reputation wise,
Mhm.
but only because there's a Rutland to take the heat off of them.
Rutland's where you go if you're in a rut.
Honestly, I've only ever been there. I've driven through it once or twice, and we went over there uh, when the dispensaries opened the first time. We went over there to hit up two dispensaries just to check them out. But there's never any reason to go to Rutland.
Mhm.
They do have a Paramount Theater, and there's a couple of times there's been a show there I thought about going to, but not enough to actually go. Like Lyle Lovett played there. And
You
I
thought
think
about going to see Lyle, huh?
I'm not going to drive an hour and a half
Mm-hmm.
to see Lyle Lovett. Would I drive 20 minutes to see Lyle Lovett? Yeah. But the further you get, the less interested I am in going to see Lyle Lovett. Or Alton Brown is going to be there.
I don't
I
even
don't know
know.
what he's doing because he's a cook. He's not going to.
I was going to say that's a name I don't know. Maybe he is going to cook on the stage. They have extension cords. Things can happen.
But what's the thing with Paramount Theaters?
I was wondering that. You said there was a Paramount there, and then I thought to myself,
so many towns have a Paramount Theater. And they always, like, not exactly the same, but they've all got that same vibe.
this isn't even an easy one to look up.
Even though they're different, it feels like the same place.
Yeah.
In every Paramount I've been to, and I've been to many Paramounts. There was one in Denver. I saw a lot of shit at the one in Austin. But I've driven by Paramounts in other towns.
No, not all Paramount theaters are related today, though many originated from a single vertically integrated circuit owned by Paramount Pictures. Following
Ah,
a 1948 Supreme Court antitrust ruling, the Paramount decrees, the studio is forced to divest its theaters, resulting in many becoming independently owned or sold to other circuits. There you
so they
go.
were at one point actually a chain.
They were.
Well, that's the thing. There we go.
Yep. Because I had always wondered that too. I wondered, like, are they connected to the film studio? And they were long ago.
So, what was your take on the whole? Let's drop a weird subplot in here where Thorny is a swinger.
Um, I thought it was very early 2000s.
Because it's never even paid off.
No, it's not. And I did wonder if there was a version of the script or even some like deleted footage somewhere that had more of that character and that arc in it.
Hey, what if he's a swinger?
Yeah, I mean, that feels like it might even just be like maybe there's just some guy that the group knows is a swinger and they make fun of him. And they just they decided just to like base that quirk on some direct guy. I think there's a lot of that shit. Like when a comedy troupe gets together and writes characters that they're just largely based off of exaggerated versions of people that they know.
Oh God, Farva is so cringe. Almost.
Where are we in the story?
Rabbit got taken off road work because of his little stunt. So they had to put Farva out in the car with Thorny. And now he wants to do gags. And Thorny's like, no way am I letting you near any of that. We got to play it straight. The thing where you can say pussy the most. Hell, I can say meow. I can say moo.
That meow thing, that was so like I don't know if it was just that group of people I was working with or what, if everybody in the country was running around saying meow to each other, but that was a big thing. It's just meow.
This was a funny little running gag. If you caught it, that they frequently would have Brian Cox standing in front of the mounted antlers, perfectly framed so it looks like he had antlers. He's a little off on this one, but I guarantee you 5 seconds before that, he looked like he had antlers.
Yeah, and there he is again.
And I have to believe that was on purpose.
Yes. Because his character is a total buck.
This is one that stuck with me for a long time too. It's for a cop. And a liter of cola.
Yeah, he really wants a leader. I don't know what that is.
I don't think we have that kind. Because it's how he's saying it though. He's gonna say, I want a liter of cola.
Yeah.
And it sounds like he's saying liter. A liter of cola. See? That's the way he's saying it.
I didn't even pick up on that. That's good.
Oh, it gets me every time. He's gonna eat the burger with the spit on it anyway.
Yeah, that was a good payoff to the whole spit thing. So, does this burger look like it has spit on it? Yeah. All right. You need it anyways.
he, he pulls the sticker off, off the Coke, and the Coke sprays out. And then he gets violent and gets arrested by the city cops.
These city cops suck. What was his name? The one in the uniform. He was such a great actor.
Oh, and he is in a lot of stuff.
He was in the show Malcolm in the Middle. He played the commandant at the older brother's military school. He was in The Faculty. He was on Seinfeld the
Daniel
last
Von
season. Yeah,
Daniel
he
Von
was
Barnett.
he was Kruger from Kruger Industrial Smoothing.
Yes.
George Costanza's boss. And he was in one of the most famous episodes of Seinfeld, which was the Festivus episode. He played a pretty big part.
The Human Fund.
Yep.
Did I tell you my Seinfeld 2 degrees of separation thing?
You did not. That's one I'd remember for sure.
I have some plastic yard furniture that was owned by the actor who played Jay Peterman.
That's very cool. How did you? Was it in the catalog? Was it in the Jay Peterman catalog?
No, so that actor whose name I should remember and cannot remember for the life of me at the moment owned a house just down the road from me. Which is gorgeous, by the way. It has a beautiful lake, well, large pond on it. And we'd always wondered who lived there because you never saw him. But one day we drove by and there was a bunch of furniture out by the mailbox in the, take this, we don't want it anymore spot. So we took it. And 2 or 3 months later, I found out that what's his name lived there and that he was selling the house. And that's why they were getting rid of the furniture.
Well, that is a cool story. You still have the furniture?
We do.
Do you use it?
Yeah. So I have a couple of plastic Adirondack chairs. Once owned by the man who played Jay Peterman.
John O'Hurley.
John O'Hurley. Yes, that is his name. I never met him. Don't know what I would have said to him if I did. If I meet him now, I'll tell him I have his chairs. We got something in common. I bet you don't know what it is.
My ass has been where your ass has been many times. That could open up some wild dialogue.
You know, John O'Hurley actually later on went to work for Jay Peterman.
No, but that's hilarious.
Yeah, he actually got involved with the company. In Vermont, we have LL Bean. I guess that's another thing that is very. What's from Vermont? LL Bean.
Oh, that's right. Um, my son's backpack, his school backpack, is LL Bean. I grew up with an LL Bean backpack. They make good ones.
I've got an LL Bean flannel that is the best of any of my flannels.
For many years, they were very, very famous for doing a lifetime warranty on any of their products, which meant that literally, like, you would buy one backpack for a kid in first grade, and then when like he goes into high school, you could just cash it in for a new backpack as many times as you wanted to over your entire life. But they revamped that a few years ago, and I think they still have a good, decent warranty, but the lifetime warranty was cool. Made you feel good about what you were buying because you thought, all right, if they think it's going to last forever, maybe it will last 5 years.
Yeah, that's the thing. They don't think you'll really turn many of them in. And then people did.
Right.
I, for a brief period of time, sold shoes for one of the mall shoe stores, Tom McCann. And we had a deal that socks had a lifetime guarantee. If your socks got a hole in them, you could bring the socks back and we give you another pair of socks.
Were they that good?
I don't know. Nobody ever brought socks back. But I think that's because they
didn't want to.
They forget about it. Nobody thinks about returning socks.
No, you just think to yourself, all right, I'm going to go get new socks. And you know what? Maybe that's why they had the lifetime guarantee. That makes sense. You know, give a lifetime guarantee on something nobody's ever going to take advantage
exactly.
of. It makes total sense.
And odd thing.
That's brilliant.
If you work at a shoe store, they really care about how many socks you sell. And shoelaces.
Yeah, I bet.
I
bet that's a big thing.
They didn't give a fuck how many shoes I sold.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, because the profit margin on socks
on
and shoes and shoelaces is giant. Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't sell enough shoe polish or shoe cleaner. Right. I'm like, they didn't want it.
Yeah.
Like, I asked them if they wanted it. They didn't want it.
No. Well, doesn't matter. You need to make them want it. Yeah.
This isn't where I should work.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave now. And I did. You know, turns out sales is not my field. Because here's me selling you something. I have this thing. Would you like this thing? You don't want this thing? Cool.
You know what, though? I bet that if you were selling something that you actually loved, that you would be a great salesperson. But you wouldn't really be doing sales. You would just be being neurodivergent and just being yourself.
Yeah, like if you came to me and said, I want to buy a vaporizer, what should I get?
Yeah.
But if you come and I go, hey, are you interested in a vaporizer? Nah. Okay. I'm not going to try to talk you into shit. You want something, I'll sell it to you. You know, I don't do the high pressure sales thing. It's just not me.
I think if you worked at a head shop and there was like just a competition on Bic selling, you would be happy just to talk to the customers. But I think it's what I'm saying would make you good at it is just, I don't think you would sound like what you just sounded. I think that you would just be like, Dude, Bic lighters are like, you wouldn't care in your own head whether or not you sold a lot of them.
Oh.
You would just be happy to talk to people about them. And then in return, you just would happen to
Okay.
sell a lot of them
So you're
because
just
your
saying.
authenticity would come through.
So you're saying I just didn't give a shit about
Yeah.
shoe polish
Yes.
and shoestrings.
Exactly.
And
Right.
I don't.
It's hard to. But somebody out there, if that's their passion. Yeah, I went to Best Buy to buy something yesterday, and like the kid, there's like 3 things that they try to like sign you up for every time you buy something. They try to get you to buy the warranty that comes. Well, first of all, they try to get you to do a credit card. I already have a Best Buy store card, so they don't do that one to me anymore because I've got it. But they try to get you the store card. They try to get you to buy a warranty on whatever product you're buying, and then they try to get you to join one of their clubs. They have like 2 different clubs now.
So if you if you have that membership thing,
Mm-hmm.
you get all the warranties.
I do have it. I got it yesterday.
So yeah, they
said
don't
yes to
bother
them.
you anymore because you get all the warranties,
Right.
and they work.
Uh,
Like I haven't had to use them much.
I just yesterday signed up for it was the $50 a year one. And yeah, everything I buy from this point on is under warranty. I was like, okay, I'll do that one. But it would be really hard for me to work at Best Buy because for like you, I'm sure that kid gets yelled at every day if he doesn't get enough people to sign up for that thing. And he was good though. Like he talked me into it. I'm not the toughest sell, honestly, but I don't like upselling either. Like I worked at restaurants where they'd be like, you have to push ranch with every single thing that you offer, and oh, no, I don't. I don't want to offer ranch to this guy over there that just ordered a steak.
This was a weird little montage.
I don't remember this montage, but I remember the toilet scene because they do it again at the end. I guess I missed this little part of the movie.
Yeah, where they're trying to get all the weed out of the city impound thing to bring here, and they find out that the city cops had found the weed and substituted shit and fucked with them. And they're going, and they think that his girlfriend sold him out. But turns out she didn't.
Mhm.
She was innocent in it. That's Wonder Woman.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Linda, whatever.
Linda Carter.
Linda Carter. Yeah. Another one I knew looked familiar, and as soon as you said Wonder Woman, that is glaringly obvious.
Yeah, he's falsely accusing his girlfriend here. That wasn't cool.
No. That bear fucking scene, it worked because like when it's revealed, like I was like, he looks like a guy fucking a prop that he's wearing, and then it was a guy fucking a prop that he was wearing.
Yes. The ridiculousness of it sells it.
Yeah.
It's real close to being not funny.
And that's one of the reasons why I think it winds up being funny. Because at first it's not funny. At first I'm like, hey, bestiality jokes. Come on. What was the movie? It was probably a Fantastic Fest movie where like a guy dies fucking an animal, and then the whole movie is the guy dies fucking an animal, and his friends try and cover it up, and it's not a comedy.
Oh,
you know? Yeah, you know.
Something. I can't remember the whole title, but it's Dick Long.
Yeah, and it's like it's like the tragic death of Dick Long or something
Yeah.
like that, right? Yeah, that might even be Dick Long movie. The Death of Dick Long.
The Death of Dick Long. I am very glad I saw it.
But
it was very effective. And it is a comedy, but it's a very black comedy. Like one of the blackest black comedies. And
I have not seen the whole thing. It's one of those movies I saw part of. Yeah.
But I'm really glad I saw it, and I would highly recommend, if you're a fan of transgressive humor or just not easily shocked by certain things, it's worth a watch. But if anything has ever bothered you, you probably should stay away from it.
Would you say it's as black as The Coffee Table?
Okay, maybe that was an exaggeration because, oh my God.
Yeah.
The Coffee Table is, it is black. It is the blackest of blacks.
I watched that movie like in the fetal position, I think, like between my fingers, wanting desperately to turn it off, but not wanting to miss out on what happened next. It was that kind of movie.
I wanted it to be over.
Yeah.
But
you wanted to stick around until it was over.
I was going to wait for it to be over and just be really happy when it finally was.
Yeah, that's a better way to put it. That's one I would never watch again, unless I was going to show it to somebody, like to watch their reaction.
Yeah,
because that's fun to do sometimes.
It's a glorious uncomfortableness.
Yeah.
But see, I wouldn't call that a black comedy because it wasn't a comedy. Was it a comedy?
It's billed as one.
I guess it is. I don't know. It's hard. It's no. Yeah, I don't even want to think about it anymore at the moment.
Don't.
And we're gonna get drunk and make our apology call on the radio. Again, all sorts of bad decisions happening. But now they got another plan where they're going to try to get these guys back. And then we're going to learn what was really going on the whole time. I kind of zone out in this part of the movie.
Yeah, me too. A lot of these movies that we watch have like a certain zone out chunk to them. Second acts are hard.
And Farva almost had a point there. Because they did treat him bad. There's part of me that didn't blame him for turning on him.
Yeah.
But he didn't realize these guys would have treated him worse. They were just taking advantage of him. So they were going to go bust the drug smugglers. But then they find out the cops are part of the drug smuggling. They were crooked the whole time.
Crooked police in Vermont in a local little small town. No way. That sounds impossible to believe. It really doesn't, though, right?
I mean, I don't know, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Right.
Absolutely.
Actually,
would
this
not
this
surprise me.
the entire film is based on true events.
Because cops, man. Cops got the dark side.
Yeah, they're not always the best.
They're not often the best. Yeah, it was dragging here. We had a masturbation joke. I did kind of like the whole self-driving car thing.
Drunk enough to kick your ass.
The song that they drop in over this scene also is very effective.
It was. What was it? It was something about like
Big
an animal.
Bear.
Big Bear, yeah.
Well, no, it's about a guy named Big Bear.
Right. Yeah, I know. But I did animal, the name of an animal. Right.
And I forget the guy's name, but he definitely has a Johnny Cash
Yeah.
vibe going.
I could look that up. Um,
Steak is the name of the group.
Steak,
Steak.
like the food, or the thing there are 50
I
of.
guess STEAK.
Okay. Well, there's different ways to spell that.
But I know nothing else about these guys. Steak, that is.
Yeah.
But Big Bear, he's iron tough. Big Bear, he's got his chest like a rug.
I felt like it was about Brian Cox. Is this where he reads the letter from the governor saying, "Good job, we're still closing the precinct that you all work
Yep.
at"? Oh, that son of a bitch. And 3 months later, it looks like they are working as beer delivery men.
For St. Anky Beer.
Stanky. Okay. I was trying to figure out if there was like a pun there that I was missing.
Yes, there
Stanky
is.
beer. Yeah.
It is also a keg of Budweiser.
Yeah. Which is, in fact, stanky beer.
But if you look at the delivery vehicle, it's clearly fake.
Ah.
And look who it is.
It's the guy from the very beginning. And this was a very funny scene, too. So it did the smart move of, it's very smart when a comedy opens strong and then ends strong. There's some psychological term for remembering, like, if the ending is good, then, like, you'll remember it all as good.
Sure. But also at bookends because it's the same guys.
Right.
They're not in the rest of the movie. But
No.
we open fucking with them.
Yeah, and we close
Spoiler.
fucking with them.
We close fucking with them.
Yeah, so the kids are obviously like fucking now with the beer delivery guys because they used to be cops.
No, we want it over here. No, we want it over there.
I thought it was funny that this guy was supposed to be under 21, though, because he looks like he's in his late 20s. I mean, these are not high schoolers.
No, but they're hard to work with.
Yeah. There's laws.
But guess what? We're actually our cops now.
Yep.
Now we're city cops.
I think Super Troopers 3 is, let me see. All right, well, that was Super Troopers. And yeah, Super Troopers 3 is filmed and has a release date of August 7th. So just in time for the dog days of summer. Super Troopers 3 is hitting theaters 24 years. That's the lasting power that this film had. At 24 years later, there is a third sequel. In the first sequel, Super Troopers 2 was released 16 years after Super Troopers. So this is a movie with a legacy.
Indeed.
How well deserved is that legacy?
It held up pretty well. It got several laughs out of me.
Me too. Especially the beginning. The beginning, like, I might go and rewatch the beginning again when we're done with this tonight because I really like that opening scene. It's so uncomfortable and so effective. And there are several funny scenes throughout. And then the ending's solidly funny again. So,
And that happens a lot with movies by comedy troupes because they're really good at writing scenes.
right.
But
Yeah.
sometimes it falls apart. The story around it
Yep.
doesn't always hold up to the scenes.
Right. The things that worked best in this movie felt like little self-contained sketches.
That did not need the rest of this movie around them.
Correct. You could show that opening scene to somebody and like just without them necessarily like and just say you could just show it to them as if it's a short film without them needing to say like, oh, I have to see what happens next or anything like that. Like it's just enjoyable on its own.
But the other way around, if we took those scenes out
Mm.
and just had this story,
This would not be something that we're getting a second sequel to 25, 26 years later, however many years later I just said. Yeah, 24.
which may, I mean, and it's not, I don't want to say it that way, but it really works for the home viewing experience because you can watch this movie, stop and laugh at the stuff you really really like, and you can kind of zone out on the parts you don't so much, and then like we did watching it tonight,
Yeah.
you drift off and then you come back for the funny stuff, and that's what you remember,
Yep.
and that's what you watch it for. And if I wanted a compelling narrative, I would seek out something different.
Couldn't have said it better myself. This is a certain type of movie, and it does a good job at being what it is. And I think it's one of the better films that we've sat through and dissected in our way of rambly, tangential dissection.
I am, however, hang on, oh no, that's thank yous. I am, however, disappointed in the lack of smoking weed. Because I mentioned to a friend we were going to do this thing. Of course, it's a stoner movie. There's so much weed in that movie, but there are
Okay, so
big, huge piles of weed.
Yeah.
But very rarely do we enjoy our weed. We did not smoke weed.
Well, the movie did focus on cops who were bad cops in other ways, but
And they had one scene where they smoked a lot of weed.
yeah,
I
think that
you'd be more.
You're gonna have to argue really well though if you say that this isn't a stoner movie.
Like it feels wrong. It's one I definitely have to say. It's down near the end of the list of true stoner movies, but I can't argue with just the sheer number of people that say it is. Uh, I'm not gonna. I don't feel strongly enough to defend that hill.
Like I said, it would have to be very compelling. I was wondering what you were going to bring.
But I'm giving it an asterisk.
Okay.
It's got a stoner movie vibe,
Uh-huh.
and that's hard to argue with. Like,
Sure. Yeah. There's no arguing against that.
but as a
It's not permitted.
purist, I wanted more weed positive content. I wanted more. Come on, man, let's get high. I wanted. I wanted more smoking weed. That's part of what I'm looking for.
Oh, I think we should watch Super Troopers too. I have no
Really?
idea if that's got what you're looking for or not, but I think that we
I
should.
well, first we need to determine, is it even classified in the.
If there's a movie that we both agree is classified as a stoner movie that has a sequel, then I say that the sequel by default at least fits the criteria to be analyzed by us as the world's leading experts on
Well,
what
yeah,
is and
but
isn't a stoner movie.
I didn't hear you arguing so hard about Evil Bong 2.
Well, I don't dispute it being a stoner movie. I just I just can only, like, there comes a point where it becomes masochistic almost, like, to voluntarily watch some of that shit. I sat through every Cheech and Chong movie. Those were all definitely stoner movies, but some of those felt really unfun to watch.
Evil Bong was a hard watch. I'm not gonna lie. I'm
Was.
not excited to watch Evil Bong 2 myself.
Yeah, in fact, that I'm sure it's better than Evil Bong.
I've
I
heard
mean,
three
yeah,
is
I'm
the
sure
one.
it's
3 is the one you want to get, or maybe it's 4. I don't know.
really, so there is one that people do say is
By
good.
people, I like a guy said, "Oh no, but this one's good."
Right.
I don't even remember who it was, but it was one guy.
Let's see. Super Troopers 2, a stoner movie. Yes, it's considered following in the footsteps. The film was intentionally released on 420, the international. That's right. It had a 420 release date. I say if a movie has a 420 release date and uses that in its marketing,
They're definitely
content,
trying to earn.
yeah, the movie features many drug references, on-screen drug use, and stoner bon. I don't know what that means. Have you ever heard this term, stoner bonhomie? That's BONHOMIE, all one word.
Yes, and I forget how to pronounce it. But I am familiar with this term.
What does that term mean to you?
Cheerful, good-natured.
Okay.
Let me look it up. Bonhomie.
All right, so stoner bonhomie is a relaxed, cheerful, and friendly camaraderie often associated with cannabis culture, characterized as laid back. All right. To me, I'm not saying we have to watch it next, but I think that Super Troopers 2 fits the criteria and is a movie that I would watch because I have a lot of I give these guys a lot of grace. I think these guys are capable of being very funny. More so than the Evil Bong Man.
Watching it. I don't know if I want to watch it next.
That's fair. I also have thoughts about not grouping things together like that. So
Unless it's called for, and sometimes it is.
Yeah.
Like the Cheech and Chong thing.
Yeah, we just had to get it out of the way.
That was a project.
Yes, it was.
This one doesn't need to be.
Mhm.
But do you have one?
I
that
don't.
you think should be?
No. Unless I mean, what if we did all the Broken Lizards? Would you, or are they not all stoner movies? It's been so long since I've seen the other ones.
Well, like Beer Fest is definitely a drinker movie.
Right. Which does have a different flavor to it. Um, and
You know
Club
what? Here,
Dread.
we're gonna go down a list of stoner films
Okay.
from Wikipedia. Let's just be lazy.
All right, let's
Uh,
do it.
I'm looking. It appears to be in somewhat of a by year order. So starting in 1932 with something called Jewel Robbery is evidently the first stoner film. Uh, Oddly enough, like it stars William Powell, who was famous for The Thin Man. It is a romantic comedy heist film, and there's definitely marijuana in it. It sounds like it's more of a romantic comedy heist film that has weed in it.
I don't want to go all the way back to 1932.
And 1936, we have Reefer Madness, which we have, of course, done.
We have.
1968, we have I Love You, Alice B. Toklas.
We did it.
Easy Rider.
We did it.
And then Beyond the Valley of the Dolls.
Didn't Roger Ebert direct that movie?
No, Roger
Are you-
Ebert wrote this movie.
Okay. Well,
It was directed by Russ Meyer.
yeah. Let's do that one. That's a movie that's been like kind of on my radar for decades, and I've never had a reason to get to watch it. So I feel like it's this or nothing. If I
It's
want
been
to
a
see
long time. I will hold my thoughts, my pre we're gonna watch this thoughts about whether it deserves the category of stoner film. I have feelings,
okay.
but I am also never opposed to having a reason to watch a Russ Meyer film because good or bad, they are always compelling.
Hmm.
You're gonna get something. Uh, there'll be at least something to talk about. So I'm excited. Let us do Beyond the Valley of the Dolls and see
That'll
what
be a
we
weird
might
one. Let's
think.
do it.
Is
And
it a
then,
stoner film? Just because Wikipedia says it is?
well, we've already discovered that we know more about stoner films than Wikipedia. So,
That is one of my go-to lines, however, these days. Let's see what old Wikipedia has to say.
good old Wikipedia.
And if you get that reference, we should hang out.
I don't get that reference.
Oh, talk about a neurodivergent obsession. Frisky Dingo.
Oh, okay.
Familiar
I
with
think you.
Frisky Dingo?
I mean, I know that it's something that you like. It's a cartoon, right?
Right. Adam Reed.
Yeah.
Prior to Frisky Dingo, he did C Lab 2021, which a lot more people are familiar with than Frisky Dingo. After Frisky Dingo, he then had a little show called Archer.
Ah, okay. I know you're a huge, huge Archer fan.
I'm a huge Adam Reed fan.
Hmm.
Adam Reed, everything he touches is gold, but
Gold.
Frisky Dingo is the goldest of the gold.
Yeah, it's the best.
I literally watch the entire series multiple times a year. there's a little bit of an obsession there, but
Yeah, I have those
you
two.
know what? It has to be really good
Yeah.
to hold up to that,
Mhm.
to survive the, oh my God, look how all the pieces fit
Mhm.
after 50 episodes.
Mhm.
And not, well, this is a train wreck.
Right.
Like it just keeps getting funnier.
Mhm.
And I've subjected my poor wife to it, and she quotes it to people who have no idea what she's talking about too. So it's got that for you.
Mhm.
Like it didn't drive her nuts. Well, we know what we're gonna do. You know what else we know? It's late.
It is late.
It's late.
Play
Some
us
of us
out,
have to get
wizard.
up in the morning. So I'm gonna remind you to clean your bong, change your water.
Unless you don't want to. You know what? If you like dirty water, I say bask in
No,
it.
no, it's wrong. It's wrong. Clean it.
Agree to disagree.
But until next time.